Hello everyone and welcome again to Creative Suite TV, where we've got another fabulous episode for you. Now, this week we're going to be having a look at InDesign and how to create both interactive PDF files as well as interactive SWF files. So we've been able to create interactive PDF files for quite some time, and they tend to look a little bit like this. And we can create rollover buttons, and we can even create some different transitional effects on there. But what we hope to do today is do something even a little bit more special, where we can go ahead and export the exact same file that we print and the exact same file that we make a PDF out to a SWF file, and we can post it on the web. Well, this file can have what we call the rollover buttons and all that stuff, but we can also include an interactive page curl so that when the user looks at it, they can click in the corner and turn the pages by themselves. It's going to be a fantastic episode, and it's made possible with InDesign CS4. So hold on to your hats, everyone, because here it comes. Creative interactive files from InDesign. Okay, well, we better start this lesson by having a look at how to create the buttons that navigate us through our portfolio here. Now, remember, these buttons are going to work in both a PDF and also when we export to a SWF file, which is very exciting indeed. Let's start by going to the master pages, because if you're going to put buttons on something, they may as well be on the master page. So we have a button here on the left, a button here in the middle to take us home, button here on the right to take us to the next page. Let's hop out of preview mode, and you'll notice that these two here, if I zoom in, we'll see have the button icon on it. This one hasn't been created yet, and I've left that one off purposefully so we can use that one to create a button. Okay, so the next button is here. We'll come straight over to our buttons panel, and all we need to do to convert an object into a button is go ahead and click on the normal state. Now it's a button. This in fact is a linked Illustrator file, and the Illustrator file has several layers in it, okay, with different states. So what we're going to do is then give it a rollover state. So we select on the rollover state, and now we're going to select the content of the button by selecting the direct selection tool. Now we have the content selected. So if we come to the object menu, we can now come down to object layer options. Okay, object layer options. So from within InDesign, we can actually select different states for this button. Okay, we can even resize that. So let's have a look. We'll zoom in once more. So we've got the button, home over, normal over. We're looking at the next button. So if I switch on the preview button and next over and turn off next normal, now the state actually changes. I can press OK. We can select back on that button and then go back to the normal state, and cool, we have our button. So all we have to do next, choose the pop-out menu here and give it an action. And we would like to say that this is go to next page. Now, while I just quickly show you something here, we do have an SWF only option here, which will take you to a specific page. In this case, we want to use go to next page, which will work in both a PDF and a SWF file. And that's a great way of creating navigation buttons within the PDF. Okay, so going back to our other regular pages, there are the buttons there. Because they're on the master page, then that's why they appear everywhere. We can also create hyperlinks and do hidden fields and a whole bunch of other stuff, and perhaps that's for another day. Because what we want to also do is set some page transitions. Okay, so you'll notice from this little list here that we can do a number of different page transitions, comb or whatever. The page turn that we looked at earlier, page turn is only available for SWF and for online use. So while it's exciting, only for SWF. Okay. The other ones there, of course, are both for SWF and for PDF. So let's go ahead and choose one. I think we'll just use this simple split one. I think that's kind of nice. And there's a few other options that we can select there. However, we're just going to apply that to all of our spreads. So that now goes across the entire document. Very, very easy. As well as that, for interactivity, we also have some sample buttons here. I think the sample buttons are rubbish. Just the look of them, it's a bit old school. But if you'd like to, you can actually drag and drop your own buttons in there. So you can see I've dragged and dropped a couple of buttons in there myself. That's up to you. I think they're just there as a suggestion, really. So we've created page transitions, we've created buttons. Now all it's up to us to do is to export this. So we're going to say File and Export, or just Command or Control E. And instead of a PDF, this time we're going to choose the fantastically new SWF. I'm going to select that, but take note, you Flash users, that we can also export as Flash CS4 and actually open the entire InDesign document into Flash and then start editing. Each page comes in as a movie clip and we can edit all of the individual elements, including the text. Now, last thing, as we export this, I'm actually scaling it down so it can fit on your screens a little bit better so you can see it. However, we're also going to include the interactive page curl automatically straight out of InDesign. As well as that, and this is, let's hit OK while we're waiting for this. As well as that, you will also notice that it said it could apply a JPEG curve to the images, which it can indeed. So if you've got high-res images, you can just export them directly from here, and the export filter will take care of them, turn them to JPEGs. Let's test our buttons. Wow, there are our buttons. Okay, so we also have this hidden field so that when we roll over there, the little bit of text appears. Roll over buttons, and then also, if I put my cursor near the corner, we can click and drag this over to change between the pages. So it's exciting stuff. That is interactive PDFs and interactive SWF files directly from InDesign. Hopefully you really enjoyed that technique, and thanks again for tuning in to Creative Suite TV. We'll see you again real soon.